Hello everybody, I am Daxon Islander, and I'm just, overlooking a few of, a few more people who are talking about the economic collapse to come. You know, me and my conspiracy theories. However, it has finally been, well, from what I've seen, it's addressed by Peter Schiff. You know, that guy who, addressed the 2008 collapse back in 2006, 2007, and, nobody believed him. Oh, it's so minuscule, it won't make it. The subprime mortgage are so minuscule, it won't mean a thing. Yep, and they were sure eating their words later. Oh, man. So, there was just one quick comment that I wanted to address from Yahoo Comments, and I swear, when they use the Facebook, when they use the Facebook, they just get the most retarded comments on here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, quote, "I love these authors who like to paint the maximum worst case scenario." Yes, because $17 trillion in debt, almost, if not already. Unfunded liabilities out the ass. Oh, let's see, government spending gone crazy, and we're about to add Obamacare onto it. Oh, yeah, that's great. The financial crisis in Europe, which does affect us, believe it or not, through trade and income from trading in Europe, the money that comes here from our trade to them, and the worst unemployment that we have seen officially of 8.2%, 15 more on there. No, everything's fine. Oh my god, these people. I love when people seem to think they know what they're talking about. If this guy went the other way and pointed a utopian-like optimistic scenario, everyone would call it a wishful fantasy. Dude, you learn to use a fucking comma. However, the element of fear causes people to believe the sky really is falling, and it will. It will, trust me. However, oh, whoops, sorry. Here is the thing. No one really knows what is going to happen in our economy. You know, I'm just going to point this out. Do you know how do you know what how the dollar works? You know, I'm going to pull one out, but before I do, I'm going to explain. Our dollars are not backed by anything. I want you to read this. What does this say? Federal Reserve note. And, what? Yeah, there it is. What does that say? It says, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private." Now, what this is it basically, it represents a government bond. And what are government bonds? They're to be extracted from we the people, aka taxes, aka our labor. That's what backs that. Our labor. There's nothing else to it. And guess what? If we don't work, that doesn't work either. Because, well, if there's no labor, there's no government bonds. If there's no government bonds, there's nothing. Oh, man, that's funny. But what really drives the dollar, what really drives it, is other people's confidence in it. It's other people wanting the dollar. If nobody wants this toilet paper, it's worthless. It's nothing. And considering that we get a large chunk of our oil from trade, if this doesn't buy that oil, oh, well, doesn't seem we can use oil that much, now, does it? But I mean, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me finish this before I go into that. What's going to happen in the economy? There are just too many variables for anyone to predict. Things could easily be bad for the next 10 years, but that doesn't mean they have to be catastrophic. Jesus Christ. However, rather than admit that it is much sexier to just say Armageddon is on its way. This guy posts no facts. This guy posts nothing. It's just, oh, everyone. It's not going to happen because everyone thinks it's sexier to say Armageddon's on its way. D-A-I-N Blair. Dane Blair. Of Facebook, you are a fucking idiot. You are the epitome of what the fuck's wrong with this country. Thank you so much for ignoring the truth. I applaud you, sir. I mean, that takes skill. That takes skill to ignore everything. It takes skill to ignore the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing. It takes skill to ignore the 2008 collapse. It takes skill to ignore the deficit, the debt, the spending, the ungodly amounts of loss to the dollar. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. Since its creation. Yeah, that one fly over your head? Jesus Christ. But then again, I'm pretty sure he thinks our dollars are backed by something other than consumer confidence, say from China, who we owe a great amount of debt to. And they're keeping interest rates artificially low. If they decide to raise those rates, oh shit. I mean, we collect enough tax dollars just to pay for government spending, let alone the deficit. I mean, let alone the debt, let alone the interest. And people are coming on here, oh, nothing will happen, nothing will happen. So, let me get this straight, Dane Blair. If somebody knocks on, if you borrow money from some guy, and you keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing with, I'm going to pay you back, I'm going to pay you back. Now, one day, it's never going to happen. That one day when he says, where's my money? Where's my money? You're going to say, I don't have it. That day is never going to come. That day where he wants his money back. That day is never going to come for you. Okay. So, now why am I making this video? Well, now I know this is going to be a little plug-in for Undertaker Freak 1127, but he made a video addressing a whole bunch of college frat boys and sorority girls, I think it was, and they're going on and on about they're going on about how they're going to have like a whole bunch of money, make a six-figure salary. Oh my god. How they're going to make six-figure salaries and have enough trust fund money for their grandkids. Oh, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, this one guy, he posts, I am going to go into financing, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of money, and I'm going to be set for life. Oh my god. I'm like, you're in financing? Have you even paid attention to the economy? He's like, I mean, jobs are hard to come by, you know that, right? Well, you see, that's the thing about you. You just don't understand that fraternities solve that problem. Like, it's funny because that's exactly what some kids down at Occupy Wall Street told me back when I was figuring out what they were about. Yeah. Good luck with you. I mean, you gotta be special. You gotta be special. You ain't gonna end up like them. Nah. You ain't gonna end up like, the higher percent of college graduates who are unemployed as opposed to we, the people who did not go to college, are actually more employable than you are, per capita anyway. I think your unemployment rate's like 10%, or the college graduation unemployment rate's 10%, while the unemployed non-college graduates are like, when was it? I think it's closer to 8.2, the actual average. But it's funny. I mean, these guys are going on, oh, we're so educated. They have no fucking clue. Oh, man. It's funny to me. It is just the epitome of fucking hilarious. At any rate, that's all I really had to say. I just thought you guys might, get a little laugh out of that, too. Remember, prepare. Because, what happens if this doesn't buy you groceries? What happens if this doesn't get you food? Well, something to think about. Or if you don't have enough of them to get food. Another something to think about. Have a good day.